Let's do this. All right. I'm so happy I cleaned my desk. See if I've got the. I think this will be. I need to go here. We gotta change our inputs. Oh, if we turn it on, that might help.
Love bug. What is this shit?
I don't know. I cleaned my mat, but for some reason I need to figure out where my input is. It's no one. Hold on. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. All right, so we got the magnifier up top, and then we have the big mat there. I'm just trying something else on a new camera setup. So I've got my big mat.
Love bug. Let's go outside and pick up some tricks.
Couldn't do that. Can't figure out what I'm doing in here. Okay, hold on. I brought my bag down. Brought my bag down. I laid it down. Here we go. So yeah, I plugged in my 7800 power supply, and it started smoking a bit. So that's what we have here. Alright, cool. So we'll go ahead and reverse this. I'm gonna, yeah, there we go. That way the overview is tiny, and the zoom in is big. Yeah, my port. I tried to play my 7800 when I plugged it in. I seen some smoke coming from the power supply.
D2 Crafty 1.
As you can see,
Bold man to screw with the PSU.
it totally fried that bad boy.
Love bug.
Yeah.
What would you rather do? Fix your power supply or get some sloppy toppy from an extra thick mommy?
Your mom's busy tonight, isn't she? Alright, so my plan is I've got these that I'm going to, I think they're the right size. Oh, nope, these are my headphone ones. Never mind, this is not what I was thinking. I mean, it technically could work. I just don't know if I want to. I guess, yeah, this way I can use the Atari 26. Wait, what is the 2600 power supply? I don't think it's the same, is it?
Hell's Angel 79. Hey all.
Hi, How's it going, bud? What is the power supply on the 7800? It's 500 milliamps. We need 1 amp for the
Hell's Angel 79.
for the 7800.
Going alright and yourself?
Pretty good.
D2 Crafty
I'm
1.
just showing up the power supply.
I'd like to fix my 1300 watt PSU. Love bug.
It has
How dare you
big
speak
issues.
about my mother? I'm sending ice your way and you'll never see your game collection again.
Oh yeah, I need to start working on some of my computer power supplies, but I don't think this one's fixable. This board is fried. So I'm gonna try to find. I guess we can see if the cap's good. I mean, obviously it was a diode fire. I did take the cord though. If you look on the smaller screen, and it had a bite in there from a rabbit or something, so I cut that out, heat shrinked everything. So here's the cord for the 7800. So once we figure out what we're doing, we can hook that up to something. I just need to figure out what power supply to donate. for this, because yeah, here you go. You can see what it is. As you can see, you have the 7800 has a specialty plug. Has a little clip on it. Shows that the plus side is on the right and the negative is on the left, but it's a 9-volt 1 amp. I wonder if we could get away with the Genesis 2 power supply. What is this? This one, Genesis 2, center
D2
positive.
Crafty 1. I just remember I heard my PSU make a large pop and I was done with it.
Yeah, that was probably a capacitor or a diode blowing. So this one is a 10 volt 1.8.
Hell's Angel 79. Damn.
Okay. What else do we have? NES is alternative. That wouldn't work. How about Super Nintendo? What's our Super Nintendo rated? Alright, Super Nintendo and Virtual Boy. Haha.
D2 Crafty 1. Sound like AM80 exploded.
I don't see a voltage on it. Oh, there it is, there it is. Okay, I see it. 10 volt, 8.5, same as the Model 2? What? Hold on.
Hell's Angel 79.
It is.
Those large caps can make loud bangs.
Yeah, they can. What? Let's see what's inside this guy. So its capacitor is a 16 volt 47, 16 volt 47. So this has the same cap rating. It's got the same diode array that this one had. Huh. This might be doable. I mean, I hate to use a Super Nintendo power supply, but that would fix it. I could use that as long as I haven't blown the transformer. Let's check our transformer. Okay. We'll check it on continuity mode. Is that backwards? Upside down? Yeah, it's upside down. Hold on. Now you can see what I see. A child,
D2
a
Crafty
child.
1. So how would you
born into the
determine that the transformer didn't go bye-bye?
I'm checking the continuity of it, so I'll check both the input and the output, and it should be fairly similar. So let me see here. Let me get. It should be about 9 ohms. Whew, it's stinky, so stinky. Check this side here. At least the big ones are about 9. So basically, it will almost read as a short. Because all it is a long wire, right? So since it reads as a short, it didn't blow internally. See this little bulge right here? Some of them will have a fuse right there.
Hard to see what you are touching.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how we can do this. Because the one's too zoomed in. Should I make the cameras equal in size? Let's try that. We'll shrink that camera and we'll enlarge that camera. Alright. How's that look? That way I can show you both. Alright, so on here what I'm checking is the continuity between the wires. So this one, I don't know. So they should be two different coils. So they shouldn't all be toning between each other. So if I check here, 64 ohms. So now if we grab the good one, if I check between the two the two prongs going out, see how I get nothing? That's showing I've got something that's shorting probably on the board. So that's, I've got to take off these wires.
Hell's Angel 79. Damn, that's up close, lol, that's neat.
Alright, so if we check a good one, so the Super Nintendo one, I'm pretty sure is good. I think this one just had a bad wire. Let me check. This one actually might have had a bad transformer. So I'm checking just the center pin, make sure we're getting continuity. This one, they're center positive, so the negative line, let me get you here. Okay, so I'm checking on the outside shell to the negative. Wasn't it negative that sent? Wait, I'm getting myself so confused. Oh no, center negative. Alright, so outside should be positive. So see, as I'm moving this wire a little bit.
D2 Crafty 1. Damn, Megatron got a hold of it.
There we go. I think it's just a wire, but let me double check. This is hard to do. I need 6 more hands. Maybe it was a transformer. Good thing I have power supplies galore. Alright, check the continuity between the input and output. Alright, so continuity between input and output on the Genesis power supply is about the same as the continuity as the input output on the 7800. So, I know that now, because I know the Genesis one worked. I knew this one, the Super Nintendo one, I thought was just a problem with the power with the cord, but it actually looks like it's the power with the transformer itself. That's cool, I guess, because that means we can use this board to make this one work. In theory. In theory. Hold on, let's see. I'm thinking here what we're doing. So this is our wire, and that one's going to that diode's going over to here, that diode then runs over along. Alright, so this side is our positive side. So if you can tell, see how little plus sign there? Positive goes over to here, and I'm pretty sure it goes to that wire. I'll just double check. Everything's just blown to shite because that diode. That diode is the one that popped, isn't it? No, the diode did not pop. Is that diode good still? Holy crap, that diode's still good. Anywho's, yeah. So I guess that diode there, along this trace here, to the positive side. So the negative side is the part that kind of blew up on that side. Okay, so oh, this is gonna stink. Gonna smell so bad. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. The next one might be worse. Anyway, that's our positive. On this side, which one's our positive going to? I'm just going to take this entire board off because I know that this transformer is bad. I forgot to turn on my... Let me see if I can turn this. There we go. Yeah. This one might need my extractor here. Okay, so our positives here. That goes positives on this side. And the positive then goes along here. And it's going over to this diode. That diode then goes over here, which will follow over to
D2
this.
Crafty one.
So this is our
So
positive.
is the board bad on that Genesis one?
No, okay. I've got 3 of them. The Genesis one just needs a new cap. It's just an old one. I was going to put a new capacitor in it. This power supply works, but it has noise on the line, so I was going to put a new cap in it. But I know the Genesis one. Sure, let's just open them all up. I'll show you the Genesis one. Hey, did you see I cleaned my desk? I got most of the crap off. I might actually, I've got a lot of Genesis ones. I might take the inductor. Alright. I'll take a look at the boards here. Because if we can fix the Super Nintendo one by using this Genesis inductor, or transformer, I'm sorry. A transformer and inductor is pretty similar. Okay. Open up. Alright, so we have a double diode modes on these. But our capacitor
D2 Crafty one.
is a smaller capacitor.
Just curious. Are all those Genesis PSUs dead? Per se.
Not all of them. Most of them just needs a new capacitor. So change out this cap, and most of them works fine after that. You do have some of them that will have shorts in the line going to it. Again, just get your multimeter and check the continuity, and move the wire while you do it. Your 2 break points are normal. Oh God, I just stepped on my. Jesus. Bent that all out. Might have to get in. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay. So, you have. Oh.
Hell's Angel 79. Stupid question Dougly007. What are we viewers seeing as the magnified view? What is that you are using for it?
Oh, I use a Alec Live 7-inch screen magnifier. Alright, so this one wire's good, at least on. Alright, no. Wait, hold on.
Hell's Angel 79. And you can just capture from that or.
So, yeah, okay. So how I've got it right now, I've got this camera here. I have it hooked up with an HDMI cable to my capture card. I did that because I can use a USB and capture with my USB video, but that's just a camera and I can't use the controls. So here
Hell's Angel
I can zoom in.
79. Oh wow.
So when I can zoom in like this, which is great, I can't do that zoom when I am on the USB connection. I don't know why. It's kind of stupid. I can't even get to the menu and stuff. I don't know if you can
Hell's
see.
Angel 79.
Can you see
Yeah,
the menu?
that is awesome.
Okay, yeah, you guys can't see the menu. But I can't use the menu. I can't do the zoom. I can't do all that stuff if I'm in the USB mode. Because the USB mode is more for just transferring stuff. I don't know what they're doing. But I can take screenshots. It's got a 64 gig SD card in there. So if I wanted to, I could record what I'm doing. I can, and then just use the recording later. I can also take screenshots. So I have a still photo. So yeah, it looks like this one is good. It's hooked up differently. Why do we have 3 on the Super Nintendo? Where's that third one coming up the leg? So we have 3 on the Super Nintendo off the board.
D2 Crafty 1.
We have 2 on
Just
the Genesis.
gotta make sure the zoomed in cam everything is still in shot.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. I've got it right now. It's sitting about a foot off my desk right now to give me room to work.
Hell's Angel 79. Yeah, bet that's the hard part and in focus.
Yeah, the focus is there's a little twist knob on the bottom of it for focus, so I can. I could have spent more and had one with an autofocus, but we have one of those at work, and the autofocus doesn't work half the time. Alright, so what do we have here? Why is there 2? I'm trying to figure out what that second one's for. The second one goes to that diode. The third one goes to the cap. It gotta be, one of these have to be together. Yeah, they are. There we go. Those are the together ones. Wait, they're all. I'm reading the stupid inductor. Obviously, so the bottom part of the inductor is good. Why is this top part broken? The wire broke? So that part of the inductor is good. Okay. So we have 3 legs. Normally when you have 3 legs, I'm thinking that, okay, so how it would work is that they use the same power supply or block as European block. So what I think is what's going on is that you have 3 different legs. You have one leg which would do 120. I'm still pretty sure that if we opened up a European one, the center one would be, sorry, I'm trying to get the end picture here. Down. There we go. Alright. So this one has 3 legs, and this one has, I guess this has 3 legs too.
Hell's Angel 79.
For the middle one would be a European.
In Euro 3 means 1 is ground.
This one is not reading at all. So that's why this one's not working. I'm getting distracted. Now I've got all these opened up. I'm getting myself off topic. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if we want to destroy one of these to make the other one work. But what we could do, we could put a plug on it. We could put a ring on it. That was my original idea. Alright, let me put these guys back together. Together again. Again. Okay. Genesis here. So this one has a resistor that goes from here to here. Is this one? This one does not have a resistor. But it has an opening for a resistor to go from there to there. But no wire coming out of the base. I'm not sure. I almost want to plug this in and test it again. But I'm pretty sure I'll get nothing out of it.
D2 Crafty 1. If 1 works, it works.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone. If 2 are dead and 1 could use parts from the other to work, do that.
That's what I'm thinking too. The Genesis one works. So we're not going to mess with him. Unless we want to, I've already got him open. I go ahead and put a new cap in him. Yeah, here we go. New cap for the Genesis. Super Nintendo one, I'm pretty sure doesn't work. I'm going to double test him. Kind of throw him back together too. With his big old 1 screw in here. Yeah, I bought the screwdriver for that thing. So yeah, they call this a, let's see if I can get this So it's got a funky look to it, and what they called it when I searched for it, if you look how the bolts are on the Super Nintendo, and that's also on the Nintendo, they're called a double D head. So I'm like, all right, nice. Okay, there we go. That is now in. Where is my testing cable? Thought I had a tester over here. Where is this one going to? That is going to something. Oh, it's going to something I need. All right, hold on. We may lose signal for just a second. Trying to see where this can go. I need more power outlets. I've only got 20 of them. Honestly, I don't know how
Angel 79. LOL only 20.
Where's this one going? That one is going down, over, up, through your mom. Okay. Okay. That one over there?
Hell's Angel 79. The Sacrifices and Poverty.
Right. Oh. No, sir. They're. It's not a good way. My entire basement is ran off of 2 breaker boxes and 2 outlets, and those 2 outlets are ran by extension cords to power my bench and my computer and all my consoles. That's why I have switch boxes for everything, so I don't have a bunch of things on at the same time. It's yeah. It's not what we call safe. And it's why I make sure everything's off before I go upstairs. Alright.
Hell's Angel 79. Yeah, that's smart.
Alright. So, we'll check the Super Nintendo one. See if we've got any voltage.
Hell's Angel 79. Not sure in USA, but per group here it's I believe 16 amps. The Kingdom Wars.
15 amps.
That sounds like a massive fire hazard.
Alright, so yeah, this one is just dead. The Super Nintendo one's that inductor is dead. So I will find another Super Nintendo one with a bad cord, and we'll move it on up to the east side. Alright, the Genesis. Let's put the Genesis one back together and we'll test its voltage. There we go. What'd I do with the pump? Alright. So the Genesis ones, they did not make anything special. It uses a game bit to open up the Genesis power supplies.
D2 Crafty 1. Let's just hope he has a fire extinguisher nearby.
I do. But it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. All the cords are rated for 15 amps, which is the amperage pool of the breaker box. So I did at least make sure that I didn't grab the cheap ones that are like $10 for 100 foot. I made sure I grabbed ones that's going to do what they need to do.
Hell's Angel 79. I think your top right cam is frozen.
Oh, it is. I bumped it too many times. Hold on. I just need to deactivate it and reactivate it. There we go. What, did you want to see my frozen hand? Alright, so that is that. So what we might end up doing, let's see the Genesis one. Oh, look, God, I'm dumb. I was going to recap it. I've got the capacitor out, ready to put in it, and I put it back together. I don't think I recapped this one already. I don't know. I've recapped so many of them. Get out. Ooh, okay. Let's look at the solder joints. So I don't think I did. That looks like the same joints all the way around.
Hell's Angel 79. They might all be frozen.
No, I see stuff moving now. Is everything frozen on your side?
Hell's Angel 79. Yeah, I see a new frame to now.
Okay.
D2 Crafty one. So about that other PSU. The Atari one.
Yeah.
Do you have a spare transformer to replace it?
That's what
Hell's
I'm
Angel 79.
thinking about. Well, the
Let
thing
me
is,
refresh.
I think.
Hell's Angel 79. Yeah, it's going.
Okay. My thing is, I'm pretty sure that we're okay. I think the transformer in it's good. It's just the board. Like, the difference was that, like, so it's got a resistor. Let me pull it back out here. You've got a little resistor here, which is the same setup as the Genesis, except it's in a funkier place. It's going straight there, and the Genesis one was going on the top. And that then goes down to the input here. I don't know why the shrink wrap's not actually shrink wrap. Then it's going down to this broken part of the board. So the broken part of the board is our negative. So it's actually pulling the ground from the wall ground. Probably as a reference. It also might have fried that resistor. I've got to check the resistor. But I'm pretty sure that the actual and transformer itself is good. So I just need to find a board. Which that's what I was thinking about using the Super Nintendo's board. Let's check. We should have continuity. Yeah. Alright, yeah, this one's actually good. Yeah, so the transformer on it's good. The board is fried. And I don't want to make a breadboard version for a power supply. That's why I was looking at maybe using one from the Super Nintendo. But then at the same time, I really don't want to destroy. I mean, I guess the Super Nintendo power supply is still not good. The wire's good. I'll save the wire. The board itself is what I'll be changing. So we might still be able to do that. My other option would be to just put a plug on the end of it and use another, like plug it into a Genesis power supply and be done with it. I'm trying to find if I got one. Hold on. Let me get in. I cleaned my table off by pushing everything into my drawer. Now my drawer is not good. Alright, so I've got a bunch of these adapter power supplies to a power supply that can adjust the voltage. So my thought was basically making the Atari similar to that, where it just plugs right in. I know I have another plug on that I can utilize. Hold on. I've got one with a screw down is what I'm looking at, and it popped off.
D2 Crafty one. So the easy fix for that PSU is just replace that board? What are you losing on that board? A full cap and resistors?
It's not the reason. Those are actually diodes to stop the voltage from going back through. I guess I'm not losing anything by doing that, really, am I? Just all I really need to do, that would do a long-term fix. The other thing is that, as you can see, I had to like pry the crap out of this 7800 cover because there was no screws or anything. It was just glued down. So when I put this back together, there's no way for me to like hold that back together permanently. So that's annoying too. That's why I'm like, maybe it's not the best thing to do is trying to get that to work and use the power supply again, because there's no way for me to secure that casing. If I'm not securing the casing, it's not going to be very safe. Believe it or not, I kind of want things to be kind of safe. Oh, you stupid thing, where are you?
D2 Crafty 1. Yeah, an open PSU would be scary.
Yeah. I mean, there's always duct tape. Or electrical tape, or scotch tape, or packing tape, or... Yeah. You could just tape the thing. Alright, so I can't find the one I'm looking for, of course. Why would I find the one thing I need? That wouldn't make sense. So what I'm looking for is there's one of these I have that has the screw down terminals. So I just can screw down the two terminal pipes. I'll put these guys back on here.
D2 Crafty 1. OMG Doug. Duct tape.
Yeah. Look, this one even has a Super Nintendo one. Look at that. I didn't even realize that. Shoot. That thing's the bomb diggity. There's the Atari connector. Super Nintendo connector. Game Boy connector. Alright, neat. Okay, so the one I'm looking for is another white one. But this one should be a little white one I put on here. The other thing I could do is just see. It doesn't latch very well. Why doesn't that latch?
D2 Crafty 1. Any way you can get a refurb PSU that can be screwed together?
I was looking for that. And I can't find... I mean, what I could do too is I could figure out a way to just kind of make this look better. Like I might be able to... I got the screws that held the board down, but the other board's not going to matter. But yeah, as you can see, I pried the crap out of it to get it open. Yeah, it'd be like, duck it or nothing. Yeah, I mean, I could put electrical tape around it. Actually, let me see here. Where is it? Here's an NES power supply I have. It works fine, but yeah, the casing is broken. So it's been on, this duct tape's been on that for at least 20 years. I can't use the NES one because the NES ones are they're alternating volt current coming out.
D2 Crafty 1. You really want to depend on duct tape to save your ass? Ha ha ha.
I seem to make a bridge with it. Alright. Okay, I'm going to move over here. I'm going to look at my bench. Oh yeah. So I had a Kid Chameleon cartridge. I did this off camera, but I'll show you how I did it. It didn't have a container, so I made a new label for it and put it in a blue shell. So, yay, extra Kid Chameleon. I'm just thinking if maybe I threw that thing over here. Like, here's my homemade 32X Sega CD adapter. So I took we probably should redo this one a little bit. But this has a 12 volt 1.5 amp adapter on it. And then it's got the 32X. And then a regular plug for the Genesis. And if I've got the Sega CD on there, I plug that on and now I have a splitter. So I have the Sega CD Genesis 32X on one wire.
D2 Crafty One. That's some nice spaghetti stuff going on there.
Isn't it? It really is. It's like just the best. Yeah, put you up there. I still haven't tested this yet. I guess I need to do that too. To play Famicom cartridges on my Nintendo. I'm gonna put these guys up. I'm just seeing if I can find that adapter over here on my desk. Because that would be swell. Golly gee willikers, that'd just be swell. But I thought...
D2 Crafty One. Alright. Let's continue on fixing that Atari PSU LOL.
I'm going to. Just give me a moment. I'm looking to see if I can find that adapter for the power supply. If it has 2 screw down terminals, all I got to do is screw it down, screw the wires into it, and then we're done. It's just that I've got to find it. And when I'm looking for something, I'm finding other things, and then I get distracted because ADHD is fun. I wonder if I dropped it on the floor. I'm seeing nothing. All right, back to the bench. All of this is so I can get. I got the what is it? The Pico Atari thing that you can basically a flash card for the Atari that flips over for the 7800 and an Atari. I'm trying to get this to work correctly. And what it is right now I've got the Atari one to work with the 7800 Plus, but the 7800 Plus one does not see as a game. What I had to do for the Atari is I had to load it up on an actual Atari, and then when I put it in the Plus one, it loads up that game because it stores it to the ROM, and I need to do that for the 7800. So I've got to get my 7800 to work so I can do that. Okay. Got that? Get it? Got it? Good? Okay. Because nothing can be easy.
D2 Crafty One. Net and not destroy the cart?
Yes.
LOL.
Well, you know, little things. This should click. Oh, there it does. Okay. Alright, so I might do this. I have this adapter here. And plug in and get my 7800 power. The thing is, what am I going to do with this thing? I guess we just won't use it. Alright. Get my itty bitty shrink wrap out. Play with some wires. So this one is just a mono headphone jack that I got for making Switch toys, like button activated toys for my daughter, since she doesn't have good control of her body. Look, I forgot to do this. God damn. I need to get my brain on track, guys. My brain is a roller coaster sometimes. And it gets the ups and downs, and I forget which way I'm going. Alright, we'll finish up the... Come on. There we go. Yeah. The geyser worked. Now we'll just clean this thing up from the old cap. Alright. Plus, negative. Spread your legs a little bit. Yeah. Get my solder that I put inside the drawer. Only it wasn't.
D2 Crafty 1. Thank goodness for Adderall, eh? LOL.
Yeah, I did not like Adderall. I felt like I couldn't, like, it made me feel like I was tired all the time. So, like, it's supposed to, like, calm, or, like, I don't know. I felt like I couldn't do anything. I was not functional. I wonder if I just relied so much on my ADHD throughout my entire life that you take it away from me, I'm like, I don't know what to do now. I know what I'll do. I'll just tie this rocket to a car and drive down the road with it. Nah, it just didn't make my brain work how I knew how to work with it. So, made me a sad panda. I also don't like to take drugs or do things that alter my brain. The only thing that the worst thing I'll do for that crap would be caffeine. But caffeine calmed me down too. Like, because I don't know, it was just like
D2 Crafty 1.
I would drink a pop
I was
and then
just
would
kidding
relax.
on that drug thing.
Yeah.
Unless you do weed.
Nope, wouldn't do that either. Because that alters my mind too much that I would not feel comfortable. That's why I wouldn't drink alcohol. If I don't have complete control of myself at all times, I don't like it. If I need to escape from reality, that's what video games are for. Alright.
D2 Crafty 1.
Plug this in.
Makes sense.
Alright. Power supply. Let's check this, make sure we're good. Oh, duh. Like, why is this not working? Maybe because I grabbed the wrong cord? I did. Like, that was dead. But no,
Oh,
look
and I
down on this.
Densetsu. Alright, it's Doug.
There we go. 13.6 volts. That's good. It's supposed to be 10, but the voltage actually is higher when it doesn't have a load. So when you add the load to it, it drops down closer to that 10 volt. Plus the voltage, once it gets inside the console, it just drops down to 5 volts anyway. And that the device that drops the voltage can handle up to 35 volts without, failing. It will get more warm, so you want to make sure the heatsink's good, but that's okay. All right, back to the problem at hand. Speaking of hand.
Oh, and I Densetsu. Doug, what size barrel jack is Genesis 2?
Genesis 2, I actually have that written down on my phone. Because it's an oddball size. No. It's on my Game Addicts store when I had my store, and I have it as a pinned post. Where are you? I thought it was a pinned post. More. I haven't posted on the Game Addicts site forever. Let's see here. Jesus, where are you? Search. Search inside of Game Addicts. Search Game Addicts Power. Okay. That's why I say I'm going to dig that. Poop. Hold on. I probably can just search it quicker than I can when I had it originally. Sega Genesis 2 power supply barrel. Okay, so it's a 1.7 millimeter. And of course, these aren't marked by millimeters; they're marked by letters, which doesn't help that. But yeah, 1.7 millimeter. It's the same length and depth as the Genesis, and the Genesis was, I think, a 2.1 millimeter. Just a little bit different in size. Alright, let me get my helping hand here. Ugh. Once I get all the wires off of it, there we go. So I'm going to move these guys. mic's in my way now. The positive was the
ONI
white
densetsu.
one, I believe.
1.7 millimeters inner diameter.
Is that? I thought that was the outer diameter, isn't it? It was a very no, it was the inner diameter. It was a smaller one. Okay. All right, so we make sure that we got our wires right. Here's our end, and then when we looked on here, it told us the barrel, the right side is our positive side. I'm pretty sure that gotta find the end of the wire. Here it is. Other end. Here we go. Alright, here's the other end. Aha! Pretty sure it's the line, the one with the line on it. Alright. Yep, so the one with the line is our positive. Alright, we'll grab this guy here. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the red one be the positive. We'll check it after we connect it to the barrel. Alright. I'll adjust the focus here once I get everything lined up. You know what? Might help. I also get my heat shrink ready and put that on there. Don't want to have to make more problems with that later. Oh man, my heat shrink might be too big for this wire. Well, that sucks. Can it go around this wire? Yeah, that's not a problem. All right. Just chop it down a little smaller then. I'll try to make a very small connection. Try not to touch the soldering iron too to that small connection. Alright, sorry, I'm trying to get everything lined up, guys. You'll be able to see it here in a second. Promise. Well, there we go. Alright. Okay. Then. Sorry, it's getting unruly. There we go. Okay. need to get this as close as possible to being like a perfect strand. Mainly to get the heat shrink on it. Come on. Why is it so hard? Actually, I know why it's so hard. Trying to get these two poles to line up perfectly. I think it's super fun.
ONI Densetsu. I sold my Apple II rig the other day for 1,400. So glad to get rid of it.
Wow, good job. Not quite touching. There we go. I should be able to slide that heat sink over that. Yeah, I can get it almost on plastic. There we go. So now I got the heat shrink there, and we'll just kind of touch it with the soldering iron real fast. Melt it down to the plastics. Alright. They're going to pull off? No. Alright. Now we do our ground.
ONI Densetsu. How did you get the power supply open?
Oh God. I used my heat gun and basically just kind of kept heating the edges until the plastic was malleable. At the same time, getting one of those like a flathead type screwdriver in there, and I just had to pry it a lot, and it was not fun. But yeah, it's finally came out open. I mostly needed to, I was trying to see if I could fix it because I was hoping it was just a blown cap. But when I got in there, as you could tell, it was a little bit more than just a cap. That was not as pretty as my first one, but that's okay. It's holding.
ONI Densetsu. I asked it very nicely, ONI.
Yeah. Please open. Alright, so now we got those to like that. I will use a little wrap or two of electrical tape just to make sure it doesn't come detached from each other, and so there's no extra stress. I need to have a label maker. That would be nice. I could just say what this can be attached to. I wish I could find somebody that told me the actual amperage the 7800 pulls, because I may not have to go through all the trouble of making sure it's 1 amp power supply. It might be okay with the one, like a 0.8 amp. But this way I know for sure that we're getting it right. Okay, so now I'm going to use my this the one I want to use? Yeah. This is a dial power supply. So I can just dial in the voltage. And I can do that before I have anything plugged in. So we'll dial up
D2 Crafty 1.
the 9 volts.
Gotta love the trust me bro engineering repair LOL.
Yeah, trust me, bro. It's good. We haven't got to my 7800 yet. It probably needs some help. I don't know if anything got messed up in it while this thing blew up. I don't think it got backfed. 9 point, that's close enough. Alright. So we'll take our plug here. We'll plug this in here. Okay. We'll take this plug, we'll plug that in here. Pop. Alright, so there we now should have.
Oh, and I densetsu. Oh crap, what happened to it? Can you fill me in?
Oh, when I plugged it in, when I plugged in I went to go power up my Atari to test the game. There we go, 9.3, we're good. Then it started smoking, and then I had to open it up to see what was smoking. I was hoping just a cat popped, and when I opened it up, it was a lot more than that. So, yeah, it was basically the board caught on fire and just burned itself all the way through. Okay, get some of this out of the way. We now have the power supply. I don't know how I'm going to get. It's an RF connector for the 7800. So I think I will just point a camera at a TV for now. I'm trying to think of what else I could do. Well, I'm just going to see if this powers up this unit before plugging in the TV and doing all that fun stuff. The 78 needs some cleaning too. It was the 7800 is down in my mom's basement for a long time, and I don't think I've really looked at it since then. And he got some like white mold on it or something. It looked nasty. Does this thing have an output? No, okay, nice. I have a little television I use just to kind of look and see what I'm testing, and I was hoping that it had video input to output, but it does not have output. So it should be channel 3. There we go. Oh, channel 2 we have. All right. Plug in the cartridge in. Just gonna go for it, y'all. There we go. Power supply. We have a light. Hey!
Setsu. Bro, that card.
Isn't that great? I have a menu.
Setsu. Double enter.
Yeah, Atari on one side, 7800 on the other. And then it's ran by a Pico, uh, little Raspberry Pi Pico. What I do with the controller? I just freaking had it in my hand. Oh, there it is. Okay. Huh. Wrong switch? No, it needs a switch on. Okay. Maybe. Reset. Let me see if the Atari side's working. Hold on. The Atari side comes up fine, but it's not showing any games.
ONI Densetsu.
Sorry guys, I don't know how to show this. Hold on. Let me see if I can set this up so you can see what I'm doing. We can try this camera and maybe not the TV that I'm trying to get this to work on.
ONI Densetsu.
There we go.
Hi Doug.
Hi. Alright. Hey, there. Now you can see the TV I'm messing with. Alright, so I'm getting should like on the 7800 side. I get the menu for a second and then it goes away. Alright, let me try and we'll load up another game on here. We'll see if that does it. Web browse. Actually, let's just make sure a 7800 game works on it at all. I don't think the console's messed up. I just grabbed a few games, make sure they work. Why would I think it would work without cleaning it? There we go. We'll clean it that way. There's the Atari logo. So Joust is working. Sorry. Yeah, just talking. I kind of like which one do I need to use? Alright, so there's Joust working. I'm going to take a look and see.
ONI Densetsu. Can you get 100k?
On Joust? No, I am not that good on Joust. There we go. So I do have Pepsi Invaders and Mission, the Possible Mission on here. Those are the two games that I want. Possible Mission is 7800. Let me make folders. New folder 2600. And new folder 2800. All right. Possible Mission, Pepsi Invaders. Okay. Alright, we'll check that. Okay. So we know Joss is working. Oh, God, it's so dark. My controller's not doing anything. Alright, I'll take the control. My controller makes the screen flicker. That's great. Let me go grab my new controller for the 7800. Give me a moment. Because it's in the 7800 plus box.
ONI Densetsu. I bet the original outlives the plus.
Probably.
ONI Densetsu. Well, maybe not this one.
Got the funky controller. This 7800, we'll do the whole shebang on it soon. Oh, there we go. Alright. Now I can controller that works. Let's try to load up the games again. Alright, so we'll go to the 7800 side. There we go. But see, it's not showing me the folders. But on the 2600 side. Well, you poopy butt. Let me see if it works on the Atari. Got a 2600 over here that I can show. Yeah. Alright, let's go over here to the 2600. I think it's this one. Give me blue screen. Yes. All right. Yeah, it might help if I plug back in the power cord. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with this thing. All right. So now I can't get it to work at all. It was working fine earlier. It's just beeping and making loud noises. All right. I don't know, guys. This is stupid. Nothing wants to work for me. Alright, so I'm going to try again. Moving games around. Maybe it doesn't like folders. I don't know. I'm not sure why this isn't working. I'll move Pepsi Invaders out of the 2600 folder. And I'll try it again. I thought I had to have the... Maybe I left the switch on in the internal... There's an internal battery, a CR232, that needs to be on for the games to load up from the Pico, because it needs to power the Pico first. And I think I might have left the switch on. And now the battery's dead internally. That might be what's wrong. Let's see. Well, let's go to the bench and take it apart.
Oni Densetsu. What 7800 cart is that?
This is called the Pico AIO 400. This out of the way now. There again. Okay. Let's open this card up and see if I just messed up the battery. So we'll kind of go in there. I think there should be screws in there. I don't see screws. There's the screws. Okay, they're just tiny on the other side. This is one I bought off eBay, so it's not one I made myself. So it also might be just a bad solder job on internally. It's an open source project, and I didn't feel like buying the boards and setting it all up myself because I didn't know if it was going to work for what we want to do, which is basically get it to work on this 7800 plus. To play a certain game, an impossible mission phase called Possible Mission. Alright, so here we go. We have... Hey, it's socketed, that's nice. So there's our socketed console. Here's our switch. Some diodes, and here's our battery. So let's take this battery out and see if it's dead. You're a battery holder. How would you hold a battery in like this? Jeez. Up and slide out this way? Yeah, let's try that. Slide, slide, slippity slide. See if I killed the battery. Alright, so CR32. Boom! 2032. Smack. It's at 8.5 volts. Okay. What is one of my? No, so this is a CR230, CR2025. It's the same voltage as the 32. It's just a smaller form factor, so it's not as thick. So that's your difference that you're going to get. It's not as thick. It's not going to have as much amperage, so it won't last as long. But for what we're doing,
Densetsu to see.
It doesn't matter. 3 volts. All right. So yeah, I just killed this battery. I just forgot to turn off the switch. So if you get one of these, make sure you turn the switch off. Okay, let's try that again now. Put it back together.
Oni Densetsu. Doug is on a murdering rampage.
I killed everything. Power supplies, batteries. And if I get on the dance floor, I'll kill it too. Maybe, I think that's what it means. All right. I'm always paranoid about these 3D printed shells. I'm afraid it's going to break. Alright, try it again, shall we?
Rationale for COD. Best viewers on streambo.com. Remove the space. At LMVSHEI.
I would remove no spaces. Okay, I guess I could have just used that one. Alright, I'm just putting it over here since the Atari does funky things. Okay. Alright, and then power switch on. Hey, there we go. I don't know if you can see that, but I now have Pepsi Invaders. I pick that, and then there's our Pepsi Invaders. Okay, so we'll turn that off. We'll now go straight over here and turn you sideways so you can see the back of a hard drive in the television, and it's focusing on the hard drive. Okay, make it stand up a little higher. Sorry, that hard drive is for PlayStation 2. I was trying to put that new PlayStation 2 stuff on there.
Densetsu. Hard drive in.
Alright. Now we'll grab our Atari stuff. We'll plug her back in. Okay. And so on the Atari side, we should have Pepsi Invaders start right up. Yep, Coke wins Pepsi Invaders. Okay, so now we'll go on the 7800 side and we'll see if we can load up the other game. Maybe I gotta turn off the switch now? I saw it. Come on. There it goes. Alright. So we'll go down to 7800. Come on.
Kofi stream but. Visit Dougly007's KO5 page at.
Come on. Start the game. I thought this was the whole game ROM here. And we'll turn it off and back on again and see if it starts the game. Hold on, was Impossible Mission a PAL game? for the 7800? Let me put another version of the game on there.
ONI Densetsu. I think it's both.
Was
I
it
own
both?
it, so it's Def NTSC.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me get a different ROM of that one. We'll try a different ROM. In case you want to look at my face while I'm doing this. So now, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go and find... I don't know if I need the bin file or if I can use the 2600 file. Where are you? Games? Atari. This is my 2600 stuff. Software, machine, software ROM list. A7800. I'm just gonna try the regular one. Alright, so here is the one I need. Alright, so I got impossible and possible. So let's see if the US, I'm thinking maybe I used the wrong ROM. I'm wondering if I used the ROM for the European game when I did this. Alright, back to this television out here. Oh, it turned off. It got bored with me waiting. Couldn't wait any longer for me to figure this out. Okay.
ONI Densetsu. It's impossible.
Right? Now I just need to figure out if any game will work on this thing. Like, am I doing something wrong?
D2 Crafty 1. Yeah, my computer PSU. AI says I shouldn't touch my time bomb possible EVGA PSU and just open it up and salvage that fan and whatever stuff from it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times the PSUs are just caps. So if you're comfortable with changing caps, then you should be okay. Alright. I don't think this matters. Pepsi Invaders. Does it still boot right up? Hey. So, okay, there we go. I got Pepsi Invaders work. Except this TV is so bad I can't see my bullets. Alright. So, if that's working. off. Flip it over. Alright, there's our 7800 stuff. Maybe I just got to give it a little longer to load. God, there's a problem. Contrast is up to like
Hell's
100.
Angel 79. Oh, you got one of those Avga bombs.
Yeah, I wanted to try them out. Let's see. Oh, I passed it up again. I need a remote for this television. PC. Standard. Okay, there we go. Alright. So every time I try to load up the game, get that. Let's just set this back here. Alright.
Oh, and I Densetsu. I think mine too is EVGA, but it's been on for like 8 years now.
Alright.
Hell's Angel 79. Oh, not too bad.
Alright. What if I try to paste Pepsi Invaders on this side? That works too. Except I turned it on black and white. Alright, go away there. That sounds like combat starting up. I should know what combat starts up like. Why is it on a black and white screen now? Ugh. What will I do with these kids? I don't think 7800 had a black and white mode. Okay. Yeah, that looks like crap. Alright, let's put in Joust again. Oh no, we got color. It just looks like it's so washed out. I still can't see. I can't even see the chickens. Alright. So, besides the TV looking like crap, maybe it just might be the angle we're at. I don't know. Can't see anything. Turn the brightness up to 11. No, active. Sorry, guys. I think it's as close as I can get it. Almost can see what's going on. Alright. So, still this card. Let me put another game on it. Right now, I have not got a 7800 game to work. So I need to at least get a 7800 note game to work for me to know this works at all. So we'll just put Joust on here. The whole point of this is so Red Knight can have a game that works for the 7800 for a ROM hack. Because I guess Impossible Mission has a glitch in it so you can't beat it. Open up.
ONI Densetsu. Yeah.
So we're trying to put on the ROM hack of that's able to be beaten. Let me see if this ROM works. Let me get my Atari emulator up. I'll just use RetroArch. Alright, settings. Load a core. Atari 26. Nope. We want 7800. There we go. Load content. What game? What was the L? Okay. L 7800 possible. Load that up on the current core. Yeah, that loaded right up. So the ROM works. Let's see if it has. Alright, so I'm gonna have to go just find another ROM. We'll try a different game then. We will go, I don't know. Give me a 7800 game you want to see if you can get to work. Guess we don't want anything that's too challenging. Double Dragon. Are all the 2600 games 120K? Let me try one that's, yeah, they're all 128K, aren't they? Trying to see if I can find a smaller one. Asteroids is 16K. Alright. We'll do that. We'll put Asteroids on there. Copy. Alright. So we got Asteroids with the 16K. Double Dragon, which is another 128K, the same as Impossible Mission. Let's see if any of these will work. Oh, wrong side. There we go. Switch on. Power on. All right. Asteroids first. Double Dragon. I cannot get any of these to work. So it just goes to a white static screen after I load the game. Maybe I have to turn off the switch after I load the game? No. Alright, let's try something else. We'll try loading the game up. Alright. Now it's loaded in its ROM. I'm going to turn off this one. I'm going to put in the 7800 Plus. And we'll see if we get any picture at all. I can get the screen on here so we can try. Okay, turned it on by itself. We want, let me see here. This one. Which one? He's changed screen resolution. Just freaking show me the freaking screen. Okay, so that's the one that goes to. Sorry, going back over here. I know this is super exciting. So if I go play test, there we go. AverMedia, activate the screen. Alright, there's that. So if I can go to HDMI to the back of the FrameMeister. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I don't know why this is not wanting to work. Nothing wants to work for me right now. What are you in? What are you in? Let me just look. Well, there, yeah, alright. And we have, which one is this one? And all these going up and around, over and down. Alright, it's there. It's in number 3. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for number 3. Okay, that should be where the Atari is. Okay, no game detected. Well, that was a lot of work for nothing. Let's see if, oh, I gotta turn off the switch. How about now? No game detected. Alright. How about, is Pepsi Invader still able to be seen? No. This isn't frustrating at all. Okay. So it's not loading a game for the 2600. Not loading a game for the 7800. I have no idea. I think it's that right there. Yeah, that's my workbench. Okay. Well, you guys have any idea? I've not messed with Pico much. How do you how do we do a firmware upgrade on these? On a Pico? Maybe I need to download the latest firmware. Okay, so that just gives me a bunch of ones. If I hit the button, it makes you go crazy. So actually, you don't know what that button's for. Okay, to switch on, then it gives me my list.
Densetsu. Yeah, maybe.
Alright. So, 7800. Just freaking play game, please. You know what? I'm going to grab a game. .bin and .z78 technically should be the same ROM, just renamed differently, right? Am I wrong? Let me go grab .78. Downloads. Atari 2600. I don't care about that. I need the 7800. This possible mission I downloaded. Let me go see if I can find the possible mission again. So is it a UF2? Is that the firmware stuff? .uf2. .uf2 format. So that's the Arduino code. All right. So let me download that from the Pico site. Save. Okay. I think I wanted to take it apart and hold the... Maybe I'll try holding this outside button first. Power that up. I'm sorry I'm not moving my camera around for you guys. Okay, so that button does not get me into it. Let me, if I put that code directly on this, open. No, I don't want to open actually the file. I want to open the location. Alright. Copy. I think I've got to actually put it in programming mode somewhere. Alright. It's directly on there. Let me power this off and power back on to see if it's gone. think I've got to open up and actually hit the... Okay, yeah, I'm going to open it up. Okay, well, back over here to the workbench. We'll clean this 7800. Let's see what time it is. I'm going to have to get off here soon anyway, because my wife's got to leave to her work now at 11. So instead of her being at church now, she's home, and then she'll go to work to the new church that starts at 1 o'clock. So she has to leave here at 11 to get to it because it's a 45-minute drive. Screws are out, and I think I'm going to hold down this button here to program it. The internal button, not this one. I'm not sure what this does. That's just a reset. Alright, so that should just have to reset to it. Alright, so I'm going to go plug this in by holding the button down, and that should get me into the programming mode. In theory, I think I just wasted my money on this thing. There we go.
Densetsu. I'm totally looking into building that double ender. ONI Densetsu. Thanks, Doug.
You're welcome. Alright, so we will go here. Go back to downloads. We'll put this code on here. And it should copy it over there. I think once it turns off, that means it's done. So unplug it. Plug it back in. Alright. Let's see if it's still have like 0 point or 0.0 on the firmware. I'm not going to bother putting it all back together. I'm just gonna show it in like this. Okay. To the just talking screen so you can see if this thing works. I just want to get one 7800 game to work. That's all I want. If I can get game to work, that means at least it's not broken. Okay. Going live. Oh, did I forget the switch? I forgot the switch. Going live. Alright, so we are still the same version. Asteroids. Come on, asteroids. Come on. Come on, baby. Give me something. That's a lot of nothing. Okay, why? Alright, I'm going to, well, this, I'm going to let this set for a second. See if maybe it takes longer to load that. But, I think, don't switch devices. I think Red McKnight put it in Discord what I'm looking for. Let me see here. General chat. Da 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 da.
There it is. Alright, I'll download the 7800 the .78 A7. You know what I mean. Words are hard. Okay. Alright, we'll just put this right on the main area. Take it off. Plug it in again. Oh. There we go. Possible mission 7800. I mean, it's something different. Reset. Oh, baby. Oh, look at that. I mean, it's something. So we're at least getting something now. Alright, so it needs to be the .A. .A7.8 versions. Okay. Alright. Let's go back over here and look and see if we can find a different format. Alright, diagnostic card.
D2 Crafty 1. I don't have Torx bits to open that PSU. It's giving me hints on how to open it up by a ground method just to grab that fan I kinda wanna salvage from the PSU LOL.
They've got some good ones. Alright, so possible mission ROM hacks ZDA file. Alright, let me go grab other 7800 ROMs. We want to extract these. Alright, we'll try asteroids again. There you go, asteroids. Copy. Paste. Oh. The name format is too long. Okay. Extract all. Yes. Alright. Try this again. How big is the ROM size of the Pico? Let me see. So I have 14 megs to play with. It doesn't seem like a lot until you look at the whole library of Atari games. Properties 96 6 megs. We don't need. Okay. How about we just grab all the A's because I don't feel like going through and finding stuff. All right. Copy. 7800. Might be a overkill. I mean, that's got plenty of games on there. Stop. Canceling. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I added a few extra games on there. This 7800. Okay, now see what happens. 7800. Hey, oh baby. Can't even read all these, but we're good. Aces of eights. I don't know which one's the US version.
ONI Densetsu. Does your card have NI plating on the fingers, Doug?
Yes. I'm getting closer to what I want to try. I want a game that can start up completely, and then I'm gonna put it in the other in the 7800 plus and see if it works. I just want to see if it loads up into a ROM somewhere. All right, we got the that screen this time. It's almost there. Just out of curiosity. Okay. Go back over here and turn this back on so I can see. And the 7800. Oh, it helps if I have a. We'll just move this over here so I can get seasick. There you go. Now you can only see the side of my head. I hate this camera. Worst $10 I ever spent. That's disturbing. It's the worst view ever. Look at my chins. Look at that body. Alright, here we go. It's not showing up here. Deactivate. Activate again. There we go. Loading game. So it is loading the game. Let's see if it works. Holy crap, it does. Alright. Now we... Okay, so now that... Alright. Okay, alright. I think we might have... I might have figured this out. Put this in here. We'll reset it. We'll go back to the main menu. We'll go down here. We'll pick possible missing. Boom. Alright. It's going to look stupid. It's not going to work. We're going to turn it off. We're going to turn it back on. It's going to try to boot up. It's going to get stuck. But that has to do with my Atari. If I go over to here, because the 7800 Plus uses ROM downloading, when I turn it on, it should download the actual ROM I have in the file, save it to its memory, and then it should be able to play. Let me get my controller over here. Oh, come on. So close. It corrupted the ROM. So how, I don't know if you guys know how the 7800 works, but the 7800 works. The 7800 Plus, the one they made, it just has Stella built into it, and you put the cartridge in, it reads the cartridge, it downloads the ROM, then it saves the ROM to memory, and then when you play that game on the memory. This one's having a lot of trouble. Alright. Maybe we turn off the switch. This is my last try. I've got to go upstairs in 3 minutes. No game detected if the switch is off. Okay. So switch on. Then turn this on.
D2 Crafty 1. That's the actual Atari?
Yeah, this is this is actually using the Atari 7800 Plus. So this is what I'm trying to get is to get the 7800 games to work here. Where the problem is I turn off the switch. It's not gonna work. I mean, it will work for a second because I have to leave the switch on. That's the problem, and that would kill the battery so quick. So if I have this in here and I have the switch on, I can pick the game from here. So here I can pick a game. There's a controller, 7800 A games. We'll just pick Adventure. I pick the game. It doesn't load up right. I hit power off, leaving the power switch on the cartridge. Turn it back on. Now I've got the game. I can play Zelda. Sort of. Okay. Now, I could switch still on, go back over to this Atari, power it on, and it should pull the game. It may, yeah, so that, as you can see, it pulls the game. But now if we turn it off and hit the switch off so it doesn't waste the battery, and I turn it back on, will it still have the game? I don't think it does. I think it clears the ROM memory when that switch is turned off. Yeah. So what I was thinking about working won't work because it has to have the battery on all the time, which then Red Knight doesn't have a real 7800. So that means he can play it along until this battery dies. So in other words, it's not going to work. I need to does anyone know how to make homebrew 7800 games? This was my idea of getting it to work, but it's not going to. Unless I can program it to use just one game. I guess I can go on there and ask him, like, hey, can I get this save a ROM without the battery? I don't know. Anyway, we at least got the power cord working on the 7800. I'm going to clean that thing for the next stream. We'll tear it down, get it looking good, see if that helps the games working. And if it does, great. If not, I still don't think it's going to work. I think as soon as I turn off the power switch, the game's gone.
D2 Crafty 1. Couldn't it get it to save on a RAM instead?
I was thinking the same thing, because this one is saving to. It's saving to it's saving to RAM. That's the problem. Is it's saving to the RAM inside of the Pico, so the Pico has to be powered on. As soon as it powers off, it loses the RAM file. We need it to save to a rewritable ROM, and if it's on a rewritable ROM chip, then once it's saved to that game to that ROM chip, it's good. It's done. It's staying there all the time. Kind of like those bootleg Sega Genesis cartridges for the EverDrive. Once you load the game onto it, it's there all the time because it's got a ROM that it saves to. Yeah.
D2 Crafty 1. I see.
So we need to figure out how to get this one to work. I'm just turning off all my stuff now because I gotta go upstairs in a second. So I gotta figure out if there's a way to make a 7800 just writable ROM and be done with it. It can't be too difficult, I say knowingly. I do have some of the. I got this board here for the Sega Genesis, so I can make a ROM.
D2 Crafty 1.
With an Ever, but
So
I haven't
it
done
could
anything with
flash
that.
itself.
Yeah, exactly. It needs to be able to flash it to itself, save it to the ROM, and then when I hit the reset button, it erases the ROM. So it's not relying on saving it into a RAM. I don't know. I would go on the I'll go on the GitHub and talk with the maker of it to see if he can think of any ideas to do. So, anyway, thank you guys for coming in and watching. I'm going to get off here and go watch the girls now, and if I can find time to come downstairs later this week, I will. My desk is a royal mess, and I just freaking cleaned it because brain works that way. Anyway.
Hell's Angel 79. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too. I'm glad you guys came in to talk with me. This would be frustrating if I didn't have someone to chat with.
Oh, and Densetsu. Hey Doug, I got rid of that guy.
Oh, did you?
Oh, and Densetsu.
Did you ban him? Thanks. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.